Okay, doing a video here on the 2007 Mercury Mariner Hybrid um, door actuator for the traction battery. And this is the original, well, the one that was in it. I'm assuming it was original. And you can see here some numbers here, right? 11 volts direct current. Why not 12? Go figure. So one of the complaints on these, people were using Dormans, and they were complaining that the gear drive was stripping out in the Dorman actuators. There's been several revisions on this actuator. I went down and purchased, this is 2019, I went down and purchased the new actuator, installed it, and it skipped a gear on me. Not sure why. This is the revised unit. Kind of hard to see those serial numbers, but 11 volts direct current. And try and hold this without it falling apart. Okay, so I was kind of shocked. I took it apart and took a look at it. The new one I installed, first one was malfunctioning, and installed the new one, and then it gave me a problem. And on these units, there's a position indicator on the pinion shaft here. You can see that arrow, which coincides, or should coincide, with the arrow in the housing. So if your gear is slipped, those arrows won't match up. And when you install it, those arrows have to match up, okay? If those arrows don't match up, you're going to have a problem. Now, I can vaguely recall on this unit, when I installed it, on the new one, the arrows did not line up. That's what I remember. I thought that was kind of weird. So I don't know what the hell happened. I think I got a bad one where it wasn't clocked properly, and when I installed it, it didn't work. That's my personal opinion, because I remember checking the arrows, going, hey, this new one doesn't line up. This one didn't line up. So anyway, when the second brand new one failed, Ford OEM, I took it apart and I wanted to take a look at it. I was kind of shocked. And you take a look here at what's going on, and you'll see this is a little bit different in the application. I'm going to flip this over here, so bear with me a minute. I'm trying to do this without losing any of these parts. Okay, so that's the way that will be. So in the original, you'll look, they have plastic gears in them. Now, I'm not a specialist in plastics, but I'm assuming that when you look at these gears, they went with a nylon because they were assuming it'd be a little more durable in the gear. That's the assumption. The wiper contact here, this one, of course, is gold, probably copper. And then this one is, who knows, maybe it's silver plated. I don't know. I'm guessing. Okay. The circuit board on the old one is T3395, and the revised one is T0598. Okay. The main difference that I see between the two is this nylon worm drive on this motor versus this brass one. Okay, so I'm kind of stumped because the big complaint on the forums was, don't buy the Dorman, don't buy the Dorman. The Dorman had a replacement unit that was cheaper than the OE, and it had a drive like this, so nylon gear, worm drive, and they were stripping out. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe Dorman's making these for Ford now or what, but I'm not sure. So my thinking, here's my thinking, is that if I could take the new circuit board, replace the old circuit board with a new one, and then swap the motors, okay? But I'm going to test the old stuff out, test the old motor out, make sure it's functioning properly, and then switch out this gear drive. So basically all I would really need to do, actually, is just take this motor out, take this nylon gear out, right? If I take those two things out, the motor and the nylon gear out of the new one, you would assume I'd be able to take the motor here, which we assume is good, would have to be tested, and take this gear out here, put that in here, and since this has the new circuit board, it has the old motor with the worm gear that's brass, and it has the other gear here that's the normal plastic, you think I'd be good to go. The only difference now is this wiper on this main gear would be different, right? The contact here, wiper. But see, that could be wore. Come on, focus. So I'm assuming this wiper would be sufficient and good enough to make contact with a new circuit board. So new circuit board, new wiper. Leave that alone. Change the motor. Because actually, if I could just pull the gear, worm drive off and throw it on the new motor, that'd be the way to do it. But I don't want to fiddle with it. So this is the idea. I wonder if I can get that to work. Oh, well, it is what it is. So let me put this back together the way it was. And I've got to do a little more research into this. But I'm just kind of surprised they didn't make these a little heavier duty. It would have been nice if they had made these actuators a heavier duty, especially when it comes to such an important feature as ensuring that the hybrid battery is going to stay cool and function properly. And actually, in one of the technical service bulletins, it says that if the hybrid door actuator malfunctions, the car will still run, and the driver, something to the effect of the driver won't really notice it, but he'll be able to drive the vehicle. You know, don't worry about it. Right? Okay, let's let our hybrid battery run hot and shut off our EV mode. And yeah, what if one of the sensors, safety sensors, fails to work and your battery goes and overheats and blows up? Thank God that doesn't happen, because there's redundant systems in this unit to keep it from happening. But anyway, you know, come on, $25 part, and you're relying on cooling your hybrid battery with a $25 part. Come on, what did it cost to make this thing? $3. You know, I would have been willing to spend $100 on this thing if it was well made, you know, so I didn't have to worry about it. But there it is. There's my beef and my rant. This is the new one. Yeah, because the $33.95 is the old one, and the newer one is this. So here's the new actuator on the inside. Here's the old actuator. Okay. And there you have it. So if I do get anywhere with this, get the time and get anywhere doing anything with this other than just putting them together and setting them on a shelf, I'll let you guys know. But hopefully the newer nylon worm drive assembly will hold up in my vehicle. I won't have a problem with it. But if it becomes a failure in a short order of time, then I assure you, I will be figuring out how to fix that. I go to machinist and tell him I want all brass gears on my little unit here. Okay. Well, over and out. Okay.